Do we? Do
No.
we really?
No, not really.
I think we do.
Oh.
Now you sound like my father.
Oh. That's sad. But you know what's not sad? Reds play episode 2 of Granblue.
Well, is it really Red Place? Because we're all still here.
I know, but I wanted to play more of the RPG mode. So it technically is?
It's like half and half.
Yeah.
Because you are doing a stream with the rest of the main garbage game, but also, you're also playing a solo game.
Yeah.
Or a game that we do not own to play with you.
Exactly. You guys totally actually could, but...
Let's just say, fuck IGN. That's right, Garbage Gang is beefing with IGN.
No,
I mean, I
don't know who actually watches IGN, aside from, I guess, kids.
I did used to watch the reviews until, holy shit, they gave, oh god, what game was it? They gave some
garbage.
Kingdom Hearts
3 like a 9 out of 10. Which,
yeah.
I like Kingdom Hearts 3, it's not a 9 out of 10.
No, absolutely not. But there was something.
Exactly.
They gave such a high score that I was like, no, mm-mm.
Was it One Punch Man when they gave it a 6?
Call of Duty games get like 8 and 9.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, at least they're fun and usually competently made. But obviously not 9s and 10s, but they're probably paid to say that.
Yeah. We don't have time to
and yeah, I'll go on record on that one. But oh god,
that's right. Like I said, Garbage Gang is beefing with IGN. We got your number, IGN.
I mean, I don't beef, but I don't
IGN
like how they do their shit.
I'm pretty sure IGN is also fueled by GameStop too.
Was it Jump Force? I feel like it was Jump Force. They gave it like an 8 or something, and I was like, God, what the fuck was it? It must have been like a terrible movie.
I'm gonna look up Jump Force IGN.
That's what I'm doing already too. Because I want to know actually what they gave it.
No, they gave it a 6.5.
Alright, well. He's still upset.
What the fuck? You gave that piece of shit.
You don't understand. You know, how grading scales work is you only ever rate between 6 and 10. You don't rate the lower unless it was like, like you couldn't start it up. And even then, you give it at least a 4.
I don't know why that, even the One Punch Man,
if you could get past the fact that the game crashes as soon as you start it up, this is an amazing game.
Even though that game is genuinely worse, like on every level, not every level, actually, it has much better voice acting.
Wait, what does?
One Punch Man has better voice acting than Jump Force, and that's only because all of the lines are ripped from the show. Or most of them, actually.
Well, actually, so honestly, I actually hear the voice acting is worse because literally, from what I heard from One Punch Man, was the fact that it sounds like the entire cast is phoning in their lines across the board. And
I mean, I wouldn't blame them.
All the jokes from it are from the game are just from the show, but they reiterate them in every side quest too. So no, it's actually the writing. It's just worse. It's just worse in every way.
It looks visually more pleasing than Jump Force.
Just what is the Empire trying to achieve?
I remember Donkey had a video I don't know if it was the point of the video, but he had a video where he was just shitting on IGN. So,
I mean, everyone shits on IGN. God, what was it? Was there like just a really shitty movie, maybe? Like something like Suicide Squad, or oh my God, was it X-Men Apocalypse?
The Academy Award-winning film Suicide Squad.
Dude, it might have been X-Men Apocalypse.
I mean that makeup.
Yeah, that makeup, of course.
Oh, I know what it was. It was because they gave Arc 7 out of 7.7.
That's fair. Actually, that's kind of high.
Anyway.
You're right. That is a little high.
You like it or not?
Well, considering this came out 2 years ago when Arc was even more broken, that honestly is a little high.
I'll give it this. I give it.
Imagine.
This actually really proves my point I was making earlier.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 got a 5 out of 10.
What?
Wow.
A game that is a broken, that on launch was a broken, literally unplayable mess.
That
got a 5 out of 10.
that essentially...
If you could get
Actually,
past
we
the
can-
fact that you can't start the game, which on launch you couldn't.
No,
not
you
a
can start it
bad
on
game.
consoles. You couldn't start it on PC. If you try to launch it on PC, your PC would literally uninstall it for you.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna do you a favor, real quick.
That's an actual thing that happened, though. That was an actual bug.
That's my point, though.
See, you
can't
say
give
bug,
less than a
though.
6 out of 10. You can't give less than 6 out of 10 unless the game's actually broken, and then it's at least supposed.
Oh god, remember that they even tried to just not give they just prevented people from getting refunds?
Actually, they did prevent people from getting refunds in everywhere but Australia.
No, I know, that's what I was
Australia
just saying.
like, we ain't fucking with that shit.
Hey, remember when they promised everyone canvas bags and they sent out nylon bags?
Hey, remember when IGN, speaking of broken games, this is a great game now, but on launch gave Skyrim a 9.5. I don't know if you guys remember what launch Skyrim was like.
I'll tell you
think
what
it was
not
another
launch
year
Skyrim
after
is
launch.
like, and it's not a 9.5. I'll tell you what modless Skyrim is like, and it is not a 9.5. That is what I'll tell
I'd
you
probably
right now.
give it an 8.5 at least.
Yeah, it's still good. It's a lot of fun to play.
Launch Skyrim at 8.5? Are you fucking
No,
kidding
he's
me?
saying in general.
Again, I didn't play Skyrim at launch. I played it a year later.
I
Yeah.
promise you, no one played it at launch. Because you
Well,
couldn't.
clearly everyone did because no one would shut the fuck up about what a great
Everyone
game.
bought it at launch.
Yeah.
It's broken.
Weirdly enough, I found that the best way to that was how I discovered the best way to save money. Buy a game like Skyrim where you can literally dump hundreds of hours into doing fuck all, and you won't spend a dime anywhere. So I remember I got Skyrim as something to keep me occupied because I got it on sale as a game to keep me occupied while I was saving money to get a plane ticket home.
Is this episode just gonna be called like shitting on Skyrim? Or shitting
No,
on
shitting
IGN?
Shitting on IGN and also some other games. And Bethesda in general. The
Dude.
official honorary members of the garbage game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bethesda executives.
That's right. All of the team who worked on Fallout 76 are all
No, only the
honorary.
executives.
Oh, okay.
Executives are the ones making decisions.
That's fair.
I ain't gonna blame the grunt doing programming. Not when he's like, we'll give you a week to do all this.
What? That's all you need to develop a game properly.
That's not true.
the game was
In
only...
2003, Isaac. In 2003, IGN gave NFL Blitz 2003 on the Game Boy Advance a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, they were probably actually reviewing shit in fucking 2003, not getting paid to review. They didn't send out early copies in 2003.
Primal hulking
for some
frame is
internet
easy to pick
asshole
out
review.
even at a distance.
Also,
do that.
Nintendo. Also, Elf Bowling 1 and 2 also got a 1 out of 10.
As imposing a figure as it is.
Okay,
As it cut
I want to
before,
clarify. I
it
don't
has
think
clearly
anything
grown in size
after
and
2010
angles
has probably gotten a 1 out
appears
of 10.
sharper and crueler.
I would be legitimately surprised.
Before they only did.
Power.
You're saying like anything once their YouTube channel became like their only focus?
They're doing. Do they really
Yes.
want to make Colossus go berserk?
Once they started getting advanced copies to, jerk off
Yeah.
games.
Lyria, is there anything you can do?
See, that's always a rough thing with, the whole advanced copy thing.
Simpson
You send it-
Wrestling 1 out of 10.
Huh?
What?
Simpsons Wrestling.
Well, that was like 2005, right?
Yeah, no, I was just listing off another 1 out of 10 that I think.
Matching armor is known as Lancelot. Twin blades are his weapons of choice. Wielded with unparalleled skill, he heads the Order of the White Dragons, the knights sworn to protect the Fiendrosh Kingdom.
The light is coming from that giant, and I have a sneaking suspicion the Empire has something to do with it.
There's the lolly elf girl, Charlotta. The diminutive knight beside Lancelot peers towards Colossus with a furrow between her brows. Her great sword, seemingly unsuited to her stature, never falters. Her name is Charlotta, and contrary to her youthful appearance, she's a warrior worthy of her position as a captain of the Lumiel Order of Holy Knights.
Even with Colossus on their side,
Cool.
Our alliance
Yeah.
has been able to maintain a
Yeah, well,
stalemate.
they actually used to give stuff
Perhaps
consistent
they're
in the
about to
roast.
play their
Back
race
in
in
the
the
day.
hole.
Bro, Lancelot,
Again,
Bro.
before advanced copies and shit like that started becoming a thing.
bro, Isaac, you should look up
Wow.
Lancelot. He reminds me a lot of the kind of character that Damien makes.
Granblue.
Yeah, Charlotta narrows her eyes against the sudden brilliance. Through her lashes, she glimpses the source, a girl with a flowing azure mane.
Charlotta.
So I
you
could be
had things
wrong.
here.
From what I look
Yeah,
like,
that's a
from what
pretty
it looks
Damien
like.
character. That's like Damien to a T. Goddamn.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He's got his dual swords. He's got the edgy like hair and
If
armor.
he had a little more black in his costume,
Are you
Oh,
getting
so
through?
switch to color like 2.
It's no good. The dark
Yeah.
essence is getting in the way.
I don't know. I don't think Damien would be game with all the flowers and stuff in this picture.
Freeze.
Oh, it's okay. He's an ice wizard.
That girl.
He usually
No,
does.
Damien gives a
Empire's
shit
top
about that.
secret research
Yeah,
project, isn't
he
she?
doesn't seem to have flowers and stuff, but he uses he uses all the swift sword stuff and then shoots ice out of his swords.
Using the girl's powers.
Or his twin daggers, even though they're as big as fucking short swords. I'm playing Granblue, so close. The other blue game.
Catalina, wait.
Is that in the same universe?
No, not even remotely. This is so Blaze Blue is of course Arc System Works super edgy anime fighter.
Then there's only one way.
Granblue is a app game that got super popular in Japan and the US to the point where it got its own anime, and then it got incredibly popular, and now Arc System Works made a fighting game called Granblue Fantasy Versus based on the same property. And that is what I'm playing.
I think the Granblue is a place in One Piece. That's what I remember.
You're thinking of the East Blue, so you're very close. You keep thinking of
Actually, I'm
other
thinking
blue.
of all blue.
Tay, you keep thinking of the incorrect blues. It reminds me of this movie about two brothers.
Imperial.
Local news report from I don't fucking know where. I don't recognize this news channel. Driver pulled over with an expired license plate from 1997, and he tells the police, "I've been busy."
You know what? Good for him for making it that long.
How did he make it that long?
You know what? Honestly, fuck the cops for even stopping him at that point.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, a little bit, honestly. If you got away with it for that long.
If you could make it 23 years, fuck it, bro. Like, you know what? That's not my problem anymore.
I really wonder how no cop ever checked his license plate. Either at a stop or just out of boredom or whatever. I remember
When they look up
Carl
in the
got
little
pulled over
board.
one time because his plates were expired by like 3 days.
That's because Indiana cops is on some shit, man. All of them. Every last one. Except for Kadeem. Kadeem is not.
Yeah, that's my boy. Former garbage ganger, in
Kendall.
fact.
Every other cop except those two is on some bullshit.
I don't know. I've actually never had issues with police officers before.
I have issues with police officers
really
whenever I go to play. Oh, you don't say. The two Caucasian members of the garbage gang ain't never had no problem with police officers. That's why.
I mean,
It's
I
a
hate
fair
to say it, that
point.
might be a legitimate point.
No, I mean, yeah, dude. I don't like no that's a legitimate point, and that's why I'm not like no, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, yeah, no, it makes this is something that makes a lot of sense. I literally had a cop come to my house twice in the span of a month, but he was like super nice because it was Kadeen.
Yeah, it does help when the cop who shows up to your house is a friend from high school.
Yeah, that you're like super cool with. It works out really well.
I mean, also, you guys weren't in trouble for anything, so, you know, that also works.
One of the times we thought we were, but we were not. So, yeah.
Fair. Also, specifically you, and also me to an extent, live in pretty nice neighborhoods. I mean,
Yeah.
as it goes.
Right, yeah.
In a
It's
place
not-
in a place like South Bend, where most of the neighborhoods are terrible, so anything upward of terrible is pretty nice, really.
yeah.
I've only ever gotten the occasional drive-by on my street.
He did talk about being in Gary, Indiana for a time.
Oh yeah, he had to go.
Because that's where he started as an officer. And so the first day on the job, you know, he had to had like 4 arrests on his first day,
Specially weapons.
2 of which were like assault. Like it was like 1 assault and
How do you keep
3
police in a
domestic
place
abuse.
Like,
How do you
Yeah.
what?
how do you keep police in a place like Gary? How do you get
Yeah,
people
it's
to stick around at any point? Like, he
you-
was there for training, but in theory, there had to be more senior people there.
Oh yeah, I think they have a really
That's
big
what they
precinct
want
there.
you to think.
I think that's why there.
Yeah, it's the 9-9.
The 9-9.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's. Ah, that's such a good.
Yeah, no,
color,
going
though.
back to our earliest and much more nerdy, even for this channel conversation. Oh man, D&D's gonna get fun.
Agreed.
We're just gonna keep getting dumber and dumber.
God, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this.
Dumb. Like,
Oh,
not that
me?
you're slacking in any way, Tejon, but
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
specifically, like, you and Kadeen, no, it's Kadeen, goddammit. You and Jacob are doing some dumb shit already.
Well, because he's literally a pyro mage, so he's literally built to just hit. But like, if he's out of magic, he's screwed. But if he isn't, he's doing good shit.
Yeah, thankfully our encounters have been pretty light on the resource consumption so far.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, him being a sorcerer and not a wizard, literally makes it so he can get his spell slots back on a short rest.
I mean, that is nice. I'm looking forward to when I gain a couple of levels and have a lot more side points to work with. Because as of now, I'll be able to do some occasional dumb stuff, but I'll pretty much be just saving my stuff for support and focusing on raw melee damage. Which, granted, I can do a decent chunk of damage with a hit. Nothing crazy, unfortunately. But yeah, it's something. Oh, and I can lie again. I'm stoked about that. Oh,
Wonder.
there's actually a subclass for Mystic where, if I remember correctly, every long rest you pick different skills to be proficient in. You just move around whatever you're doing. You don't get double proficiency, unfortunately, which would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a rogue only thing.
Yeah, it's a shame. But, you know, you can stack it pretty high if you got the points. But I don't have particularly high charisma with this build. It's pretty average.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Lance.
And I have very low wisdom, which makes about sense considering I keep just starting fights that I absolutely cannot finish.
That's fair. That's
Well,
why
now I can, but before
Now-
I couldn't.
Now you can. Hopefully, we'll have to see how you play out in the field. But you sound like you definitely got a build that will work well in that situation.
At the very least, I can hold my own now.
Yeah.
I think in the
Lancelot
like 3 or so games I
Kansas.
played, I hit something like 3 times, and never for more than like 5 damage.
What's your HP at now?
Catalina, what do you
55.
make of the Imperial soldiers we just fought?
Damn,
Well, their discipline is certainly lacking.
that's crazy high.
Their chain of
What am
command
I
is
at now?
non-existent.
Is it? I thought yours was like in the 60s.
No.
We can't let that happen.
Mine's 52.
This may sound like an odd question.
That's good. Well, that makes sense because I get my subclass, my immortal subclass. I get an extra HP point for every level I am in that class. So it makes sense that I got a couple points on you.
Fair. Because the only reason my health is my health, yeah, I do. My health is really as high as it is because of my barbarian level now. Because that just gives me an extra like 12 hit points.
Yeah, no, fighter's got 10 and mystic has 8.
Yeah, cleric's just 8. But yeah, barbarian is 12.
Given their numbers.
So we're actually not too far apart then.
Nevertheless, retreat is not enough.
You had the barbarian, but I got the I always
bonus.
just hit average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the health bonus.
And as a bonus, we get to duke it out with goblins
Although you
and
can
monsters.
take hits better than me, I can regenerate my health. So we're probably in a similar spot currently. Although I expect you'll pass me up.
Roger that.
Yeah, well, once I hit 3rd level barbarian, I'll have way more hit points, and I'll have resistance to everything besides psychic attacks. And that includes magic. Like, I'll just have immunity. And after that, I just build up Tempest Cleric. Because my barbarian, literally, the rest of its abilities it gets from its levels is not good. It's just its 3rd level thing. For super resistance.
I'm surprised you didn't start with that, but I assume there was like a whole process there.
I did not come up with the idea to do the barbarian stuff till later, and I definitely wanted to build a cleric the whole time.
Yeah, that was the one consistent thing I had in my mind when I discovered Mystic and was reading up on it. I was like, I want to be able to teleport and heal people. It is just how much I want to focus on support versus damage. At one point, I was just going to have no damage skills and focus entirely on support. But I thought that would get boring. Because a lot of the support abilities are just passive things. Like, at level 3, if you pick the avatar build, at level 3 you just give everything an extra 2 initiative. You give everyone on your team +2 initiative.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then like a level 6 abilities, you just passively heal people every turn. So that would have been cool, but it didn't sound especially fun. And like, its disciplines were way more complicated than I wanted to deal with. And some of them were much more like, I felt like I would have been giving Jared more work as a DM. Because like, one ability if I had picked, for a long while I was really debating doing Discipline of the Awakening, which whenever I touch an object, like once every short rest I think, I could touch an object and like, see whoever the last person, find out whoever the last person who touched it was, and I can recount all the events that happened around that object for the last hour, as well as put like a tracking device on it, essentially like a psychic tracking device. I was like, at that point I feel like I'm just giving Jared a lot of work.
I mean, you should.
I mean, I'd be for it if we were all giving Jared a lot of work, but we're not. At least not varying work. He's just got to come up with something that we can't kill in one hit, but that won't murder all of our guys. Because right now, you that like.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why I keep killing all this stuff in one hit.
Yeah.
To be fair, I found out my max damage without a critical hit literally will do literally could do God, how much damage was it? It was like 38 damage
That's
before
about what I thought.
before a critical hit.
Go for it!
Well, that's pretty nasty. How'd you manage that?
It's a combination of my heavy weapons mastery, and it's a combination, or it's like God, what is it? Hold on.
What's
Oh,
what weapon is it?
I do have my character. I have a maul, which is 2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage.
So it's a great sword, but with bludgeoning. Got it.
And then plus 6 damage for my attack bonus. Oh, and my great weapon mastery, which makes it so if I'm dual wielding a weapon, I can take a -5 to my attack roll. If I do, my attack gets plus 10 damage.
So okay, I could actually almost match you, since I have most of the same skills for that same thing. But I probably have less of a chance of swinging that. I probably could. It would take away my entire bonus, though.
Well, since my strength is so high, I actually just get essentially just a +1 instead of a +6 to my attack roll.
Okay, so same thing pretty much, except I would just have 0.
And then yeah, so I get my attack bonus, and then
I knew you could do it.
Quest clear. Well,
I think that's everything, yeah. And then, of course, if I hit a critical, it does even more damage. And I can also increase it, technically.
Let's see. Without abilities, as far as I'm aware, the most I could do was 25 in one hit.
All right. Most of them are down.
What are the
for
other
count.
abilities that are giving you that? You said Great Weapon Master,
Everyone okay?
which I have.
Yep.
Yep.
You have a slightly higher modifier than me. You said you had +4. I only have +3.
right.
No, my modifier is plus
By dark
6.
essence, triggering its true form.
No, plus 6 is what my modifier is.
Your additional damage?
That's the
Yeah.
Empire's forte.
Oh shit.
Which is why it's
How'd
imperative
you get
that we
plus?
stop
That
Colossus
must just
here
be
and now.
absolutely.
Oh, I literally
Work together
have
with Granblue
just
Fantasy.
shy of max
Can I
strength,
count on your
and I have
assistance, Lancelot?
that includes my
My
proficiency
blades
bonus.
are yours to command. May
which
we
is
emerge
plus 2.
victorious.
Yeah. Let's see.
Technically, I
have 16
could
strength.
I could do more damage. I have 19 strength. I would
I have
max it out, but I did want at least I wanted to increase my constitution to +4 as well.
Yeah, that's where mine's at. I have to keep it relatively balanced between strength and constitution, and have a little bit of dexterity if I want to have a solid armor
Yeah.
for my ability.
Plus, just having high constitution increases my armor class as well.
Yeah, for me, it's a combination of my dexterity and my constitution +10. My dex modifier and my constitution modifier +10 equals my armor class.
Gotcha.
So, soon enough, between that and my other buffs, it will outpace just wearing heavy armor to begin with. As it stands now, well, it outclasses heavy armor and a shield.
As it stands
Well,
now
if
for
I
me,
have
it's
plates.
the exact same.
Huh?
Yeah, unless I got plate mail. But I would also lose access to my barbarian abilities.
What are you all?
I would just lose access to that ability.
Like, I couldn't use rage or get my resistance buffs. Lancelot memories return, including those of fighting side by side with Gran and the others to defend his homeland
I
of
think the-
Fiendrosh. Gran and the crew
If
explain
I
to Lancelot
miraculously
what they've
did
learned about
max
what's going
damage
on in
as
Wales.
of currently,
I can't
with
believe
one
I would take
attack,
arms
I would
against
be
your
able to
crew.
do
Especially you, Lyria.
Don't be
like
too hard on
with
yourself.
all with
The same thing
with my
happened
other
to me.
buffs.
Something is rotten.
I
in
could do a
Fanta Grande.
maximum of
People's memories have been altered. Primal beasts are rampaging, and a fallen empire has risen
43.
once more.
This is all a bit hard to believe. How could
that's
this
the
happen?
max I could do with
I
one
don't
hit
know,
currently.
but it seems like someone is causing causing all this confusion on
But
purpose?
that would drain a good chunk of my side points, which I don't want to do.
My order learned that the Empire was up to
Maybe
I
when we get to a big boss
amassing
fight.
troops and using
I
dark essence to
I
manipulate
wonder how
primal
much my
beasts.
most powerful
Their
spell can
resurgence
do.
was and still is a mystery, but it was too great a threat to ignore.
I suppose they have been rapidly seizing territory with extreme tactics.
I can do 24 with my. I can do 24 and hit everything in a 10-foot radius from 60 feet away.
Things were looking grim.
Also,
Vault had
that's
already fallen to the Empire.
that is max damage, but since I'm a cleric, I can literally say no. That does max damage.
Oh, that's good.
Well, then,
Yeah, I have like this thing called like Divine Wrath, and it just allows me to make it so any spell I cast does max damage.
But I don't think they've done any actual
I'm
damage
wondering
to
if my
this thing
brute
itself.
force works with my
that still leaves
great
Colossus.
weapon fighter.
Dark essence has twisted
What is brute? What do they do?
augmenting its power. We should.
Bonus damage to my next attack.
Then probably Gran the others look towards Colossus.
Oh yeah,
to
and this
find a
one.
horde of
Yeah, that
goblins
would
should
work.
show.
So cool. So I would be able to re-roll all of those
continue this later.
if they were ones or twos.
Mhm.
So that's good at least. Because it says it's bonus damage on top of that, and it's the same type of damage. So okay, yeah.
You just only get one reroll, unfortunately. But yeah, it would stack. You would be
But-
able to use that still.
Yeah. I don't know if it's per roll or per attack.
Yeah, that is very important.
Oh, it just says whenever I roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die.
Gotcha.
So theoretically, it's all dice in that.
Yeah.
Any 1s or 2s I can reroll. So yeah, 5d6. 5d6 is the max I can do, plus 10 if I use the do the negative 5. I think there's some stuff I could do to give myself advantage, but I'm not sure if it would stack with everything, and I don't think I have the abilities currently, even if I plan to get them later. Because I have a lot of abilities that are all use my bonus action, so I have to be careful about how I decide to use it. Yeah, no. So pretty much where I wanted to be, though. Not be able to do as much damage as you or Jacob, but still be able to do a lot. And also be able to be mobile and be able to support people. And also be damn near unkillable.
No more games. I'll finish this. Blossoms and crystal. Raise the frost.
Right, that reminds me. If I want that super resistance, what do I do? Alright, that's a lot. That'll be good later on, though, once I get more side points. Currently, though, I couldn't even use it. The ability Iron Resistance costs 7 side points and requires concentration, lasts up to an hour. I gain resistance to bludgeon, piercing, and slashing damage. Oh, it's one of them, I'm sorry. So not as good.
You made that look easy.
Quest clear.
This battle has yet to end.
Although I can use a bonus action for only 2 to give myself resistance to all 3, but only for a turn. Yeah, this nomadic step ability is ridiculous because of just all the dumb shit it has.
Yeah. So Tay, when are you getting One Punch Man? He's in
This
such
ability
shock.
has 8 different effects.
Is that all?
Yes. Well, 9 if you count the passive. I want to clarify. All the other ones have 3 or 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my brute force and restoration ability have 4 different effects I can use, and my iron durability has 3.
I'll trade you for even specialer weapons.
I could swap that out for earth bending, which
Fair.
gives me a lot of weird shit I can do. But still gives me the passive of giving me an extra armor class. Actually, I might actually swap this out. I forgot about this ability, which allows me to yeet my melee weapon at people. Oh, no, I can't, because it's got to be a one-handed melee weapon.
Oh, yeah. You need your dual weapons.
No, it could be like a longsword that's versatile. Just has to be something I can be holding in one hand. Or attacking with in one hand.
Gotcha.
Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger.
But I can, this ability, I could throw it at any creature I can see within 30 feet.
Nice.
And it makes a one-handed melee attack against them. Also, it changes the damage type to magical and gives it an extra D10 of damage. Now, maybe I should look at doing longsword instead of greatsword.
Maybe.
Swap out for this. I can also, with this ability, I could also steal weapons from people as long as it's not magical. Or steal their whole armor. I don't know what this has to do with earth or wood, but you know, it's cool. Actually, I might. This ability just kind of looks to be better in general. Since I have 3 abilities in the immortal discipline, I can afford to switch one to a different discipline.
Gotcha.
2 of mine have to be from my order for my subclass. Because I get 2 freebies that are any order, and I get 2 that are specifically my order. I could also conjure an earth elemental with this.
I don't think it's just Imperials, you guys. Doesn't it seem like even the monsters and goblins come gunning for us too?
Oh, the
right.
great weapon fighter
They're
has to be
also
heavy
openly hostile
weapons.
toward
That's
us. You'd think they were in league with one another.
Oh yeah, it has to be a weapon
together.
literally considered heavy.
This way. I
Yeah.
found the girl.
But
I don't know.
Give us time
I mean, how
There
much
are
is
other
longsword?
abilities similar
Don't
that
let
I
her
can
get
switch
away.
to.
We have
Other
to get to
feats.
Colossus, even if that means cutting our way through.
Duelist would give me more defense. That would be pretty cool.
Doesn't only work with oh yeah, isn't that just martial weapons? So I guess you could use a great sword with that.
Defensive duelist. No, it has to be finesse. I wasn't sure if that was one-handed or not.
It depends upon the weapon. Like that's just a, that's not like a rapier would be a finesse type weapon.
Right.
So you'd have to like just look at different weapon types, but greatsword is definitely not one of them, I'll tell you that. But it takes a lot of style and finesse to beat them, really swing a really big ass sword at them.
Yeah. See, I think there's another ability that I was considering. Not Polearm Master, although I did consider that.
Ugh. At that point, you'd have to use like a spear then.
Also, that's the one that gives me like multi-attacks.
Yeah. Like you could use a halberd or something.
Spear, halberd, glaive, or pike, I think would all work for that. Blade Mastery would work. I wouldn't get the super extra damage, but I would get an extra point towards attack rolls, as well as use my reaction to give myself an extra AC point. Also gives me advantage on attacks of opportunity.
Nice. It's pretty cool.
So that one
actually, you know what would make that one actually pretty great too? Since you can teleport short distances, if you're close by them, by your target or enemy or whatever, and they try and escape, is when you get an attack of opportunity. So you could teleport where they are going and then get in their way, so you could just force attacks of opportunity against enemies.
No good. Colossus can't hear
That's
me.
actually a really great point. I think I'll go with that and do the longsword.
Please, Colossus, you gotta listen to us.
This way.
Ditch
Send
pike then,
reinforcements.
since I get
Secure the girl at all
2
costs.
weapons.
When are they gonna give up?
We have to push our way through.
I don't know, go with Warhammer. Oh, but that wouldn't work with the Blade Master. Fuck it, I don't really need a second weapon. Just pick a second longsword.
Yeah. You can use both.
Stay on your toes.
Doing this the hard way.
I gotta do that.
Reagan Link!
Not getting keep up!
Rising sword! Reagan Link! Finish!
I'm so happy.
Also, I gotta make time and go back. I'm gonna rewatch all of Adventure Try, since I never really finished it, and I just want to watch all of them. So I can get a refresher, essentially.
I got kind of bummed out the other day because I was rewatching a scene from 3 in the third movie.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this movie is so good. I'm really sad that the last movie was good.
It's time to end this!
Like, they weren't bad, but I do feel like it peaked way too early.
Yeah.
Here I go.
And I mostly wanted to rewatch them because, of course, the new movie's like about to come out. And I wanted to watch them before that comes out. In theaters, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this ability, Animate Weapon. As an action, your mind seizes control of a one-handed melee weapon you're holding. The weapon flies toward one creature you can see within 30 feet and makes a one-handed melee weapon attack against it.
Nice.
Using your discipline attack modifier for the attack. On hit, the weapon deals its magical damage plus an extra D10 of force damage for every point you spent on it, and then it returns to your hand afterwards. So it adds to my whole like teleporting shit thing. Don't know where the earthbending's coming in, but that's cool. Yeah, it says being able to control the earth, but only like 2 abilities actually do that out of a long list of abilities that discipline gives you. I'm just a little against using it for aesthetic reasons. Again, didn't want to go too far into the Avatar, The Last Airbender route. I kind of wanted my guy to be like purely like psychic and brute force.
Right.
But I could just not use those abilities since so many of these other ones fit the aesthetic I'm going for anyway.
Wine comes out of taps in Italian village after fault at winery. Oh man, so I saw this article today. Apparently, there was a raid on a meth lab, nowhere near here, or like, I forget where they said specifically, and when they raided the place, obviously they had to take every weapon or object that they find.
Of course. You must be here as Lumiel's representative in the Alliance.
Alright.
So when they appear, so they take, they had like an M16, a submachine gun, a Bowie knife, some switchblade knives, and of course, Zabimaru.
Fiendrock is no friend to the Empire.
So they had to take the Zombok toe, dude, because this is a weapon.
Alright.
Charlotta, big ass greatsword, tiny lolly night girl. Just gotta watch for her sonic spins.
Leave this to me.
Be careful, okay? You got this, Gran.
Let's go.
Looks like efficiency Guess we'll do the weapon proficiency modifier? Yeah, proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier. So I'd actually come out top. Got worried for a second because my intelligence is not as high as it should be for a mystic. Because for this specific build, I had to prioritize strength, dex, and constitution.
Gotcha.
Although not terrible intelligence, I can definitely work with it. It's not very high.
Are you gonna essentially focus on being a fighter then, like, or are you gonna focus levels in Psion Assist?
I'm gonna focus levels in Mystic. I only need a fighter again to get my weapon skills to build off with my class. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Great weapon fighter. That one, I believe, is.
Or is that the one I have?
Yeah, I believe we both have it.
Quest clear. Well, close. Shall we continue?
Yep, okay, great weapon fighting works with versatile.
Yeah.
It even stops to specify.
Yeah, you have. It just has to be two hand. You just have to use it with two hands.
Yeah, I have to make the two-handed swing.
Yep.
Which is what I plan on primarily doing. I don't think I have to do anything. Do I have to, like, use a action or something to remove one hand from the sword?
No,
Or is it a
no.
reaction or something?
The reason you have to choose to two hand or one hand is because
Different bonuses for each.
well, specifically different attack die.
Well, yeah, I do
like-
know that.
Yeah, because like when I was using initially I was using a warhammer, which is a one-handed weapon, but using it with two hands turned it from a 1d8 to a 1d10.
Yeah, it's the same with longsword.
But I switched to maul because it's just a two-handed hammer that's better than a warhammer because 2d6.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where, because that versus the Great Axe, it's one of those things where having two die makes it harder to have a flop roll, but harder to have a good roll as well. Because, like, with two dice, you literally can't even roll a one. But having two dice means the chances of both of them landing sixes is a lot lower than just the one die landing a 12.
Right. Yeah, I'll try it this round.
So, it's like a high-risk, high-reward situation. So I'll probably average out pretty well with the D10 instead of the 2D6. And again, I'll be able to yeet my sword across the room. Or 1d8 and 1d10 combined.
Perusing the weapons up if you bring me some special treasure. I'll trade you for evenly stock every type of weapon you can imagine. Just make sure you equip them later.
I'm gonna look up versatile just to make sure I know exactly.
Change your look. Thanks again. Oops. Thanks again. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, it just seems to be a choice. It doesn't seem to require anything. Which would be kind of silly, but I also wouldn't put it past D&D.
No. Never put anything past Wizards of the Coast.
Yes, it requires a bonus action to take your hand off your sword.
Thankfully, it does not, but yeah. Yeah, that is something I could totally see him doing. Wow, there's this rice shop in Japan for $50 essentially. It's literally just a rice bowl with 7 pounds of fried chicken on top of it.
Dear Lord. That is the most American thing Japan has ever done.
Sorry, it is 3 pounds of rice and 2 pounds of chicken. But you can actually get extra chicken too, if you'd like, or more rice. Is a challenge that they have at this little restaurant.
Man, I hope that restaurant's not near any military bases.
Why? Because you know people who would go for it?
I know people who would succeed with ease.
Would you succeed with these?
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
I cannot eat a whole lot of food in one go. That's why I hate going to buffets with Joe and Andy, because they get their money's worth out of it, and I never feel like I do when I'm with them.
That's fair.
It seems someone manipulated
Like-
both Charlotta's memories.
Oh yeah, how'd you like
They'll-
Big Panda,
they'll,
by
like-
the way?
Someone? You
Huh?
mean the
How'd you like
Empire
Big Panda,
is
by the way?
behind
I'm not sure.
It was fine.
We know one thing
It's pretty
for certain.
solid.
The Empire's trying to use
Oh.
Colossus to menace the Skydom. That's
Their
why
mashed
we
potatoes were
formed our
surprisingly good.
alliance.
Oh, I didn't have that last time.
Or at least I liked them. They were thick and buttery, but not like lumpy. I don't like lumpy mashed potatoes.
Nearly there.
I usually like mine with a little bit of potatoes still in it, like homemade mashed.
Scrambling everything.
Oh, you know what? I still make mine homemade. I just make it very smooth.
Calling out the big guns already? I mean, we gotta do what
Oh.
we gotta do.
Don't
I just
worry.
hate doing it because I hate peeling potatoes. It takes forever. Just the whole process takes forever.
So you plan to
Peeling
wear
and
it
then
down until
boiling
you
and then
find
going
out.
back every 5 minutes to check to see how soft they've gotten.
Soldiers have been taken care of. This is our chance. Yeah, time to show 'em what we're made of.
Right.
What was it? God, why didn't I pick this from the get-go? This ability is so dumb. Just the same ability, but better, pretty much. I think it was literally just, goodbye, Trisha.
Oh yeah.
But this wood wall ability was one that I really wanted for, Jacob. Like, being able to put up a 60-foot wall out of the blue to protect myself from him fireballing everything to death. Or, sorry, punching with me. Huh?
Yeah, his fire coning spells.
Yeah. I thought that would make things a lot easier with me and you in the fray. Or help just to break up their fucking forces, because I can put it as far as 20 feet away from myself. So I could teleport in, put up a wall, and fucking... Alright guys, let's go! The wall's pretty tough. Each section of it has 100 HP, and it's got 3 sections. Although a fire spell will probably tear through it, but as long as it, you know, takes the hit, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it's there afterwards, so long as I'm there afterwards. Don't know if I'll get any use out of this animate elemental, or animate earth, but it might be useful. That's for an hour though. I really just want to beat my sword at something though. Yeah, that's the passive restoration. Is while I have it focused on, I can use a bonus action to go up and stabilize anyone with 0 HP.
Gotcha.
So, handy for boss fights. That being said, with how sparing Jared is with our long rests, I might not have that opportunity.
Also highly likely.
That's why I plan to stick with the 1 AC until it gets to a point where the AC can help. But by then I will probably have better stuff. Fortunately, Brute Force doesn't have one I particularly care for. It just gives me advantage on strength, athletic checks, which is neato. Yeah. I can get us out of danger if I need to though, later down the road. Phantom Caravan. As an action, me and up to 6 willing creatures of my choice that I can see within 6 feet can be teleported up to 1 mile away as long as I can see that far.
Great job!
As long as there's enough space to accommodate everyone.
Gotcha.
Quest clear. Ready to concede yet?
God damn, that was close.
That might be handy. But it's super pricey. I do like the idea of teleporting myself in one turn into a big old fight and then teleporting you into my spot.
Lyria, now!
2 separate turns, but still be really funny.
And Colossus is
Fair.
answering. That must have been so
Wait.
scary for you, Colossus.
What's up?
Don't worry. You're
No,
okay
no, I
now.
couldn't do it because it specifies as long as I haven't moved yet this turn. And I
Yeah.
would assume teleporting counts as moving.
Yeah, you said your teleport costs your movement and your bonus action, so absolutely it does.
Ha! That settles that.
Yeah, I'm really glad Colossus didn't manage to hurt anyone. Hey, we have to go check out the city. I want to make sure Master's all right too.
Given the circumstances.
Yeah, that one both
better
cost the
hurry.
bonus action, so I wouldn't be able to do it. But I could do it one turn
I'm
after
truly
another.
grateful that you agreed
Tag
to this
in.
alliance. A single ally like
That'd
you
be pretty
is worth
dope
an
though if you
entire
could like
It's
battalion.
an honor to fight
Oh, but you got
alongside
that cool
the big
AoE
white
ability that goes all around
under
you.
the banner
Yeah,
of justice
I have Thunder
to shield
Thunder
civilians
Wave.
from the Empire.
So I could go in, start a fight, and then the next turn swap you in,
Holy Knight's motto is,
and then me myself
"Forever
be a
pure,
reasonably
forever
safe
righteous."
distance away.
And joining
Yep.
forces was clearly the righteous path in this situation.
Thank you,
See,
Charlotte.
we already have
It is you
synergy.
who honor me with your camaraderie.
Although that one I had
Had
semi-planned.
already begun preparing
I
for
had
battle when we
much
heard the
considered
first report of
jumping into a
Vulcan
fight and then
invasion.
tagging out with you.
Oh, I
Word
figured.
of the Erste Empire's aggressions had already reached
Mostly
our
because I
kingdom
figured
before we
you'd find it
contacted you.
hilarious and to your
Something about
advantage.
that bothers me.
Because you are tanky and
Why is
attacky.
that?
Oh yeah.
The Erste Empire was dissolved
That's
after
what
So
I
I
the
wanted to
figured-
do.
ministers'
I wanted
destructive
to
ambitions
eat
got
all
out of control.
damage and then
As a
hit
political
twice
entity,
as
it
hard.
no longer exists. A sudden resurgence makes no sense. Especially
So,
considering the numbers
you
and
said you're putting
resources it
3
takes to
levels in the
conquer not only
Barbarian?
vaults,
Yeah, it's gonna
but
give you
multiple
quite a bit of
territories
HP.
throughout the Skydome.
Although I might actually scale to a round where you're at since I get an extra HP for every Mystic level.
Oh yeah, probably. Tries they might, the knights can think of no logical explanation for the Imperial Army's return to its former might. The crew checks in with the Archduke. Reassured of his safety, they prepare for an immediate departure.
I'm glad Master's safe, but I really would have liked to make a more careful check of the rest of the city.
Leave that to us. The Alliance will ensure the residents are safe and take care of any damage caused by the invasion.
Lumiel will provide as much support as Vault's needs.
That's a relief. It sounds like Vault is in safe hands then.
Might be a good time to see how some other islands are doing. Can't just stand by if they're in the same situation.
You're absolutely right. The Empire is clearly after Lyria again, as I experienced firsthand.
And it ain't just Imperials that want a piece of us. What's up with that?
With Vault secure, the crew sets out to uncover the cause of those baffling and dangerous events. The vast sky above is untroubled blue, innocent of evil lurking somewhere within it.
Hey, if you're multi-classing,
yeah.
Which class do your saving throws go off of?
I believe it goes off of your highest leveled one.
Okay. Because that's going to drastically make my saving throws worse. But they'll be in more useful spots. So, mixed blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Because for fighter, I'm strength and constitution, which they're okay, but intelligence and wisdom are much more common, but have very low bonuses in those. Well, intelligence wouldn't be much different. So I'll just uncheck those and check those.
Charlotta is considered to be the strongest captain in the history of Lumiel's Order of Holy Knights. She and Lancelot are leading the Holy Knights and White Dragons in an evacuation effort.
Civilian evacuation is complete. Only our forces remain.
Thank you
Did you
so
tell them to
much
stop?
for saving Vaults, you guys.
Did I tell them to stop being the knights?
Do not wish to dwell on the disaster
Yeah.
we would have faced.
Well,
I
you
mean-
didn't say they were good knights or bad knights, so I assumed they were bad knights.
Kindness incurred
No,
by the
no,
sword
they're part of my
shall
party.
be
They're
repaid
doing,
by the sword.
they're helping out their soldiers to leave the
Always glad to have another
Okay,
Scott.
definitely
fight.
tell them to stop.
Sure Alliance gonna be alright
They're
without you guys, though?
soldiers.
My
They're not
vice captain will handle the
supposed to be
operations going
saved.
forward.
They're supposed to do the
Transmit command
saving
of the Holy Knights to Valkyria.
violently.
They'll be safe in his hands.
Oh yeah, both of those
That's
guys
how
are pretty
soldiering
awesome.
works.
But then
Zach.
again, so are
I
their
know,
captains.
you were in the
My main
Navy,
concern right now
so
is
you
the
know better than
dangerous
any of
and
us.
persistence of those black crystals.
Only marginally, since
Lancelot and I shamefully
two of
failed
the
to
things,
realize
but
the
also
deception.
kind of
We must
not.
flush
It's
out
one of
the
those
true
things.
enemy and eliminate
I
them.
mean, you looked
Yes.
at
I'm also worried
Sonar?
about the apparent resurgence of the fallen Earthstate Empire.
Same
Radar.
radar all day, so clearly you were looking at
Then why go
things
after Colossus?
and telling it to go to safe place. So you were doing that.
Found him. Don't even try to escape.
Not entirely
The Empire will
inaccurate
never
to what I
stop
did.
pursuing you.
Yeah.
Not when we have the chance to decapitate your
One of our
Alliance's chain of
jobs
command.
was to look at things, and if we didn't like where
They were
that thing
waiting
was,
to
to
ambush us?
save it
Those
by
dumb
having it
bozos
fuck
never
right off
change.
before we blew it out of the
I
water.
can handle them on my own.
That's not entirely
Lancelot,
true. That's an
escort the
exaggeration, but yeah.
Safety.
That's
Well,
the
that's
way the
kinda
world's
what you
going.
did
We ought to haul
sometimes.
butt back to the Grand Cipher.
That's in. I saw some
Understood,
people do
Charlotte.
that, so
May you
that's
find
true.
glory in serving as our rear guard.
So wait, you
I
saw-
did tell helicopters to go to safe places like
Another day in
the
line
boat,
of duty.
which is
But there are also
marginally
times
safer
when
than
I feel like
the
taking
ocean.
spotlight.
yeah, I'd say that's a lot safer for a helicopter than the ocean.
Into the Lumiel Order of
Oh
Holy
no,
Knights.
both are kind of run by enlisted people,
I am
and
Charlotta Venia.
that's not, never good. I mean, technically the officers are in charge, but there's like a 6-to-1 difference in personnel there. Sorry, 10-1. So like, you know.
I knew those. Oh, okay. So Charlotta is something called a Harven. I knew those the like small elf race from this series had a special name.
Legal jailbait. Okay.
Yeah, she's 24.
Gotcha. I thought very hard about picking Rapier as a weapon, Zach, because I thought it'd be really funny to throw someone into a wall with a Rapier.
It's fair.
Just poke. But it was a little too douchey. Then again, my options were douchey and try hard. Which, you know, not much tries harder than the Great Sword.
Mm-hmm.
So you gonna pump the next 3 levels in the Barbarian then?
Oh yeah.
And then go right back to Cleric?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I had to do my supersonic spin.
Oh, that's something done. I think I can move things into an attack of opportunity, so that'll be funny.
Nice.
I'll take you on. You're not getting away.
Well, one of my things just it does a small amount of damage, but it pushes something in in a direction, in a straight line, 10 feet. Give me any direction, it just has to be a straight line. Like, I think if I push someone into another player, it would trigger an attack of opportunity.
Theoretically.
I have to run that by Jared. So I'm just gonna keep pushing people into you.
That's the way to do it, dude.
It's both productive and asshole. It's perfect.
I think I would actively have to take that attack of opportunity, though, and spend, like, a bonus action to do anything about it, though.
That's fair, but I'm sure we could plan things out if that were the case.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, that ability is free. That's just one of my talents. It's just a 1d6, and if they take any damage from it, they get moved in 10 feet in some direction.
The champion of Lumiel. We stood no chance.
That takes care of the Imperials here. We must quickly rendezvous with the others.
Charlotta, it's a relief to see you returned unharmed. It took less time than I expected.
What do I have
That
to
was
take
like
on?
a whole army of Imperials.
You seriously beat all of them? Such a trifling scuffle was of no concern. All that matters is the safety of each and every one of you.
The dock is just up ahead. Ran and the others are waiting by the Grand Cipher. Something wrong? Did you get hurt?
No, I'm just not sure how I feel about taking to the skies with you guys after what I did. It doesn't matter that I was being manipulated. That doesn't excuse the fact that I raised my sword against you.
No one's giving it a second thought, you know. That's why we're friends.
Just what in the world is happening to these skies? Whatever happened.
Yeah, everything's okay, because friendship.
On my honor as a knight.
Yeah. I didn't know it was the show.
Charlotta's memories may have been altered, but the spirit of forever pure, forever righteous can never be erased. With her friends by her side, the diminutive Holy Knight renews her determination to uncover the mystery that shrouds the skies. Nah, I'm playing generic fantasy anime.
Oh, okay.
Like, Granblue is notorious for being, like, as generic fantasy as you possibly can get.
I mean, isn't it also just a fighting game?
This, I mean, it's based on an app game. Actually, it's technically based on an anime that's based on an app game.
That's fair. I thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah, Granblue's a very popular in Japan, fairly popular in the US as well. Like, apparently it's supposed to be a whole new, like, another game coming out this year for Granblue as well, but that one being like a full-on multiplayer online RPG, but not like an MMO. It'll be like a more linear story-based game, just with multiplayer in it.
Okay.
Looked pretty cool from the early footage I've seen of it.
Welcome there. We thought I'll if you bring me some special treasure, I'll trade you for even specialer weapons.
Oh yeah, it's the weekend. I get my hero in Star Wars and Azukin. Because this season, all my shows come out on Saturday or Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't have a ton of shows. Well, 3 shows is pretty good. I keep forgetting about Star Wars.
Quite a rare piece. You lucky duck. Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger.
So weird seeing Anakin in the animated series, or in the 3D animated series with, like, long hair, like Revenge of the Sith. Because, like, I just assumed that his character design was just how they decided to make him look, and didn't think it was, like, a time thing.
So when you tell that it is, it's pretty wild looking.
Yeah. Well, because I just thought, like, they're like, oh, we'll just go with kind of shorter hair, but still, like, longish. You know. I was like, oh, okay, that's just the design they chose. It's like, nah, okay. Well, it does make sense, because Clone Wars TV series is supposed to take place, like, 6 months or a year after Attack of the Clones, so it makes sense that his hair wouldn't have grown that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there we go. Trying to alter my hit die. Because it's saying I have 1 D10, and I was like, well, level 4, I should have 4 D something. And it's like, oh, okay, it just has them separated. I have to click on them to rotate between them.
Oh, jeez. I'm getting all tangled up. Alright. I think I'll probably call it there, though. Just finished another adventure. And I think I only got a couple more before I finish up at least the mainline story. Then I could do arcade with some of the other characters later. But, with that, of course, always stay lucky, and don't forget to check out our next videos, and we, of course, will see you there. Bye, y'all.